Welcome back in another video, and in this video I'm gonna show you exactly why and what is holding you back from living your best life. What is it that's preventing you from achieving, creating, and having the life that you want, using your full potential, having an unshakable mindset, and truly thriving instead of just struggling or surviving and not really living your full potential. And so I'm gonna use the flip chart to explain to you very simply what's holding you back. If you look at this beautiful sun, this is you, your full potential, who you really are, what you're capable of doing, the divine design of your life, who you're really able to be, what you're really able to create, to live, to achieve, to love, to experience, to give. In your full potential, your life will be completely different. I think we can all agree that we are playing under our full raw potential. The question begs is, what is preventing us? If this is who we really are, if this is who we could really be, what's preventing us from truly shining our light, from truly being everything we could be? Well, let's have a look at this in this way, all right? Imagine that this is you, you're the big, powerful, shiny sun, and that you have that tremendous creative power that you do. What we do though, as human beings, is that we dim our light, we dim our power, we create barriers and illusions that makes us weak. We don't realize that we are this powerful sun, that ball of power able to create, to give life to everything. We think we are a little rock. We think we have no light. We think we are nothing. We think so little of ourselves. And that prevents us. But if we break this concept down, we can say that we created 4 clouds above that big, magnificent sun. And those 4 clouds are what are holding you back. No matter where you are, no matter your situation, no matter the circumstances, if you're not living the life that you want, and if you're not making great progress towards it, one or more or all of those 4 clouds are holding you back from truly being all you can be, from truly achieving, creating, and manifesting and attracting and creating what you want in your life. So the first cloud is this. It's probably the most common, the one that is most talked about, the one that you can notice the most, and that will be your negative emotions. All right? Anger, worry, jealousy, fear, rage, frustration, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like a victim, feeling powerless, feeling tired, feeling inadequate, something's wrong with me, the guilt, the shame, all those negative human emotion that so many have, that so much of our life is consumed by. There's nothing that can dim our light, our energy, more than negative emotion. Because the moment you are in a negative state, straight away your energy decreases, your ability to think greater than that emotion is limited, and you go into survival. Negative emotions are very dense, and they create fight or flight response. You're either fighting the situation, or you're freezing, you try not to be seen and move and not make shit worse, or you're trying to run away. So negative emotion trigger that survival instinct, and so many of us are not thriving because we live in survival. And so when you're in survival, it's not a time to create, to be happy, to be joyful, to be a powerful creator. So negative emotions, no matter the kind, and we all have some form of emotional home, a place where we gravitate back toward, whether it's guilt, whether it's fear, whether it's anxiety, whether it's lack of self-belief, whether it's insecurity. As long as that and those emotions are present in your energy field, in your habitual way of feeling and relating and reacting to life, to yourself, to experiences that you have, to your past, to your future, it will cloud your powerful sun, your powerful energy, what you're able to create. And so what you create, the mirror of life, will reflect that cloud. So that is the first thing that affect a lot of people, and I think we can all agree there. The second big one is this. It's limiting thoughts. I could have used negative thought, but I prefer the word limiting. Limiting thought, I can't. It's too hard. I'm not good enough. I'm tired. I don't have the time. Don't have the energy. Don't have the money. Don't have this. Don't have that. Nobody likes me. I don't. All these kind of stories, that noise, those words that goes on in our thoughts, habitually, repeatedly, that we heard since we were young, that we think about, that we don't even know why we think about it, but we just think about it this way. Those thoughts affect our perception of ourselves, our life, what we can, cannot do, what's possible, of people in our life, our relationship, the opportunities that we have. And so it kind of blurs reality, right? Instead of seeing life as it is, we see it as we are, through the lenses of that conditioned belief and attitude and identity and perception that we have. So as long as you keep on thinking negatively about yourself, you have that negative self-talk, that negative dialogue between you and another voice in your mind, telling you you can't, or why you're bad, or why you screw up, and why you should do that, or why you should not do that, or why this is too expensive, and you get it. You have to pay attention to what's happening in your inner dialogue, in your inner conversations. Because if you let your inner conversation, your limiting thoughts, get the best of you and get dominant in your mind, it will inevitably lead to a negative state. And a negative state leads to more limiting thought. And then you're in that cycle. And that leads to behaviors, decisions, consequences, action, reaction, manifestations. And then again, instead of being the big, powerful sun, bigger than all those false beliefs and illusions and fears that you have, you are convinced yourself that, as the saying says, you are a grasshopper in a land of giants. And so you see everything as being big and mighty and powerful, and you are small and tiny and weak. But that is only in your mind that you are a grasshopper, because your thoughts and your emotion makes you feel small and tiny, and everything else is on a pedestal. So realize where you have gone wrong in your thinking. Where have you gone wrong in your thinking? Where are you limiting yourself in your thinking? Where are you telling yourself you can't, you shouldn't, it's not for you, it's too much? Where in your thinking do you feel like a victim? It's their fault, it's this, if only that will happen, if only God will give me, please manifest this for me, please attract that. Realize you're not a fucking victim. Nothing will keep you more trapped here than blaming outside reasons, situation, conditions for the conditions of your life. It will make you feel powerless, angry, worried, afraid, and it will feed the stories that you have. And if this happens, what happens next is the third cloud, and it's something that you already have. It's something that we all have since we've been conditioned from the moment we're born. And those are limiting beliefs. We have limiting beliefs about pretty much everything. Everything you know about your life right now, about yourself, about people, are all form of beliefs, ideas that you receive. Another word for that, as Neville will say, is assumptions. When you were young, people told their assumptions to you. This is bad, this is hard, be careful about this, this selling is bad, money is bad, this is good, this is right, this is wrong, you should do that, don't do that. And you start to assume that this is true. And it is true because you've been told. And the mind doesn't know the difference. And when you're so young, you think that everything is right. So you learn that love is dangerous, that love is pain, and that people will leave you, and that if you are not a certain way, they won't like you, and that if you express yourself like this, they'll look at you in a bad way. So you have all those conceptions about what is life, what you should do, what is right, what is wrong, all those values that you have, and nothing more than beliefs. Inherently, there is no good, bad, right, wrong. There is no blueprint for that. Otherwise, the world would be a perfect place. If everybody had the same values about what is right, what is wrong, what is I should do and what is I should never do, the world would be a perfect place. There would be no crime. We will all operate the same way, but it's not. What is right for you, it's completely wrong for another person. So it's very subjective. But you have to ask yourself, are my belief perpetuating my current situation, or are my beliefs supporting my evolution? Especially your belief about yourself, your self-concept, that big, gigantic, sun, powerful energy that you are. Do you believe that you are weak, small, grasshopper, powerless, at the mercy of everything around you? Or do you believe that you can change a situation, create anything that you desire, that you can do, and that you can learn, and that you can apply, manifest, create, whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you want in your life? Do you actually believe it? Do you actually believe that you have this creative power? Or is it God who has that creative power? Or is it the universe that you need to beg or be on the good side of so that this could happen? Notice where you believe the power really lies. And you have to come to the conclusion that the power is you, it's in your God self, not in your ego self, because that will lead you to pain, but in your God self, and that is the big, gigantic sun. And realizing that you are one with all aspects of creation. And when you can truly realize that there is no lack, and when you can own this in your feeling, in your emotion, in your thoughts, in your vibration, it's one of the most powerful beliefs you can ever have. The fourth cloud that holds us back is this: negative behaviors. Because it's not just a mental and emotional game, it's also about what we do, the decisions we make. How are you feeding your body? How are you feeding your mind? What kind of habits do you have? Do you spend time learning new things? Do you spend time exercising your body? Do you spend time meditating? Do you spend time going in nature? Do you spend time doing things that makes you feel good, that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel joyful? Do you do things that bring you the most joy? Or do you just do things that, I don't know, you've been doing for a long time? You drink and you do this and you smoke and you overeat and you wonder why you're tired and why you're overweight and why this is not happening. Your actions, your behaviors, the decisions you make also can shine your light or dim your light. You can be a vessel through your body for life, evolution, expansion, or your behavior will contract that. And so if you have an opportunity, do you do it? Do you seize it? Or do you let that fear hold you back from doing what needs to be done? Or do you procrastinate? Or do you go back doing things that you've always done in your comfort zone? You see what I'm talking about? And when you put those four things together, and you'll see that they're intertwined, it's very hard to have one without the other, because as I say, a thought leads to an emotion, right? The emotion reinforces the thought. If you think again and again and again about the same thing with enough certainty, it becomes a belief. And the belief is eventually acted out. And you could take that and work it out in any other way. So this, with repetition, dims our light, create what I call that self-image that we created around who we really are, that face, that mask that we wear. We forgot who and how powerful we are, our true God self, our true power. And so we create that construct, that identity that we have to work here as humans, that is much needed and good. If it's serving you, if it's useful for you, or it can be very destructive if it's working against you and create a lot of suffering, because you're letting those four clouds just perpetuate suffering in your life and stress and worry. And so you can feel as if life is dark and the future is grim and you're never gonna make it and there's always a storm around you. But all of that is created by one of those four clouds, or all of them. So my invitation for you is to pay attention, watch this video again, study it, ask yourself question, where in my life Do I have negative emotion, recurrent, habitual? What is triggering certain emotion in me? Where do I feel fear? Where do I feel guilt? What am I embarrassed of? What am I really angry about? Who have I not forgiven? Myself, others? What kind of limiting thoughts do I keep on telling myself every single day? What are the stories that keep coming back? Am I telling myself that this is too expensive, or I can't do that, I don't have the time? What kind of thoughts are so limiting for me in my life? Write them down and make a point to no longer let those thoughts go unnoticed and then replace them. What kind of belief needs to go? What kind of belief about yourself, about the world, about your ability, about your opportunity, about money, about anything do you need to change? And I've made videos on this channel about how to change beliefs, how to change your self-image, but you must become aware of those. And you must make a decision that you're no longer going to believe that and condition your mind to do that. And if you need help with that, I have a 30-day program that's specifically designed to help you get rid of those 4 clouds. But it's something you must actively do. You must actively build new habits, and you must learn to dissipate, dissolve, and see the illusion and the program behind all of this at the subconscious level. So if you're interested in that, you can check the link down below. And finally, behaviors. Where is it that you're not following through what you say you're gonna do? Where is it that, because you can have all the positive thoughts you want and you can feel pumped and you can feel like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I believe in myself. And then the opportunity comes up and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow, right? That is not congruent. If you want to be, I don't know, in a podcast, or you want to be on a stage and then you get an invitation and everything is aligned for you and you're like, I'm not going to do it. I don't know if I can, blah, blah, blah. And you go back in the old way. You're doing again yourself a disservice. So where are you not congruent with what you want in your actions, in your behaviors, in your decisions? And if you can start to simply work on one of those 4 clouds, in my experience and working with people, what happens is that it affects others. If you start to change your state, or if you start to change your thoughts, you're going to start clearing out not only the behaviors you have, but the beliefs and the emotions you have. But start somewhere and do it with repetition. You got to reprogram yourself. And when you start to do that, you notice that your energy is going to start expanding and you are going to reconnect with who you really are. And when that light starts to shine, people will notice, you will notice, and your life will reflect your light. Because life is just a reflection of your current light, no matter how bright or how dim it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you need any help, any question, let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for liking. And if you're new and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe down on the channel, guys. I will see you next time. Be well.